Currently, we are driving in Bakersfield, California right now, the east side of Bakersfield to be exact, and this is the area or the stronghold of the Varrio Bakers gang. Today we're going to be talking about a member or a former member of the Varrio Bakers gang who they called Lokito, and his name is James Asuna. If you don't know his story, I'm sure you might have seen his face online somewhere for the brutal style in which he killed his cellmate. So we're going to briefly talk about the crime that led him to the prison where he killed his cellmate, and I'm going to show you a little bit of this neighborhood that is controlled by the Varrio Bakers gang. So if you don't know Bakersfield, it's a city, it has well over 500,000 people. It's about 100 miles north of Los Angeles, California. I'm pretty sure within the next 20 to 25 years, there's going to be 1 million people in this city, and crime is only going to go up. You have a lot of people moving from Los Angeles coming up to Bakersfield, how it's built its population, and you also have some gangs that have moved from Los Angeles up here to Bakersfield, but primarily all of the gangs here in Bakersfield have started in Bakersfield. Varrio Bakers has some lineage. I believe they might have been an offset of another gang that was made in the 50s called the Varrio Viejo gang, based out of Viejo, California, and that's the gang where Rodolfo Cadenas was from. He was played by Edward James Olmos in that movie American Me, which the role almost got him killed, reportedly. So this gang has been around here for many years. Their main rivals would probably be Colonial Bakers and Okie Bakers. Those hoods are not very far from here. And if anybody's ever been to Bakersfield, or you know about gangs, you definitely know about a lot of killings that have been involved with these different gangs. And so their neighborhood, I don't really know the gang map of this gang right here, but basically, if you're on California Street, which this is California, and their hood ends probably around Brundage or somewhere in that area. I don't know if there's really any lines. I believe all gang hoods, the lines are blurred in terms of their surrounding areas or their environment. But like I said, if you've been to Bakersfield, I used to live here like for a few months. You know that basically, if you don't have any business on the east side, I don't know why in the hell you would come out here, because this is a pretty bad neighborhood. You could read any murder that occurred in Bakersfield, and it probably happened on the east side of town. Now, normally, and this goes for gangs in at least Southern California, I'm not sure how they work other areas, but this is also the turf of the East Side Crips, and we're going to get into a future video about the brutal war between the East Side Crips and the West Side Crips of Bakersfield. Oftentimes, if you have like a Latino gang, a Hispanic gang, Mexican gang, whatever word you want to use, oftentimes, in particular in Los Angeles, they'll share hoods with black gangs. And normally, if you're in the same area with a gang and you're a different race and you share the neighborhood where you hang out at the same park, it's gonna be I think each hood is going to be different in terms of if you get along with that neighborhood or not. But for the most part, from what I understand, the East Side Crips and the Varrio Bakers, they get along because they share turf. Now, when you're in this area and you see graffiti, gang graffiti, it's usually going to be Varrio Bakers. You might see an East Side Crip graffiti somewhere, but for the most part, I've only seen Varrio Bakers. So you'll know that you're in their hood when you see like either v.bks, or they'll just put Bakers 13 or whatever. You're not going to see a whole lot of East Side Crips graffiti, but this park right here would be a park where I'm pretty sure both of the gangs kind of hang out at. And of course, as I've been driving around, I've seen some VBKS graffiti To either your left or your right is the Union Cemetery. It's actually one of my favorite cemeteries in California, or probably anywhere. We'll take a quick drive into this cemetery. So oftentimes when I come to Bakersfield, I will come to this cemetery, which is in their hood. A lot of history in this cemetery, and one of the first stories that I've ever done on a single grave of a story actually happens here. Some girl, her and her friend had ran away, or I guess they were hitchhiking from Riverside area, and they ended up getting murdered. And one of the girls' names is Robin Sneed, and she's buried here in this cemetery. So every time I come to Bakersfield, I always stop by to visit her grave. I felt terrible for her because, you know, she was only 17, 18 years old, and, you know, she's away from her family. One of the girls that was buried here with her friend. They hadn't been identified for quite some time until later on. Because I'm just retelling the story from the top of my head, so I'm not exactly sure how they found out their identities. They probably were matched maybe through dentals, but it took some time. And one of the girls was disinterred from this cemetery, and she was she was brought back to be closer to her family down in, I want to say, the Riverside area. And Robin Sneed, she's still buried here, but at least they got her a stone with her name on it. And I always just come here to visit her because it was just one of those first videos that, you know, when I started doing videos, and I felt bad for her. So I always come by to pay my respects or whatever. And let me tell you, this cemetery has a lot of victims of gang violence. I've seen them. I just, you know, pass by. I'll look their names up online, and a lot of times it is gang violence that lands a lot of young people here in this very cemetery. So as we pull out of the cemetery, so we're gonna visit the location of, and I'm gonna show you where Jamie Asuna was. Now, like I said, when he was a kid, you know, he was gangbanging, and he was from this Varrio right here where I'm driving through right now. And like I said earlier, they called him Lokito. Well, why? He goes, look at this guy. This guy is knucking futz. Now, often, and again, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm really doing this video off the top of my head. This was a spur of the moment thing. I said to myself, maybe, I've always liked driving through bad neighborhoods. You know what I mean? Just showing you guys kind of what it looks like or what have you. So I said, you know, let me just drive through this neighborhood and see if anybody's interested. So this guy, Jamie Asuna, I first heard of him because Savage Studios had talked about him. Savage Studios was a pretty well-known YouTuber. There's a whole story about him that I'm going to get into in a separate video. By the way, this marker right here, a lot of shootings happen at this marker right here. Yeah. And this guy right there, he just ran off with a beer. Look at that guy. That guy just did a run out with a beer. That's funny. Let's go see where he's going. Okay, so he gets into that car, and then that is funny. Just got that on camera. He has a blue LA hat on. Wow, you know, if you're doing beer runouts at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, I don't think your life is going the way you thought it would. But anyways, I don't see like that. Here, let's let him pass so we can. That's a nice car to be doing a beer run out for a $25 beer. It looks like a 2012 Toyota Camry. So that guy had an LA hat. LA hats are usually when you see a guy with an LA hat, like a younger Latino guy, could be, it's more like a gangbanging symbol to me anyways. A lot of Dodger hats. But, you know, I wouldn't know if that guy is in this gang in this area, because I don't think gangsters that live in this neighborhood would be doing that to their the people who own the store. So more than likely, I think that might be a guy that's not from this area. He might have just I don't know, just been fiending for a beer. So hope it was worth it for him. Hey, by the way, if you're that guy that did the beer run and you're watching this video, say hello in the comments. But yeah, like I said, man, I feel bad for some of these business owners and what have you. So listen, I'm kind of getting off track, but before we continue to talk about Jamie Asuna, really quickly, this is Union Avenue, and let me tell you, if you don't know about Union Avenue, I'm about to tell you really quick. This is the street where a lot of seedy motels are and a lot of drugs. This is the whole stroll, as some of you guys would call it in your cities. A lot of prostitutes walk up and down this street looking for tricks, selling dope, all that stuff. If you're into that kind of thing and you like to live your life on the edge, come on down to Union and just walk down between, I don't know, the whole thing. You start from California and just work your way down a couple miles. There's plenty of seedy motels. You got the La Mirage Motel right here, the Colonial Inn. I mean, just all of these hotels, Plaza Motel, all that stuff. So anyway, so the Jamie Asuna guy, so, not really doing a whole in-depth analysis of this guy's life, because like I said, I'm just doing this video off the top of my head. But I read in I think on an interview that this guy growing up as a kid, I don't know where his real father was, but he was raised by a stepdad, and prototypical psycho. This guy's abusing animals. I mean, this guy was just crazy. And normally, gangs will sometimes have somebody who has some kind of mental illness or what have you. And I don't know if that's why they picked him, or that's why he picked the gang, or he just happened to be raised in this neighborhood. Oftentimes when somebody just joins a gang, it's generational. Like their mother or their father was in a gang, or, they're just in whatever. You know what I mean? It's just, that's just normally how it works. So, he was in this gang for a while, and let me just say this. I don't know if he's still in the gang now, because a lot of times when you commit really heinous crimes like that, a gang will disavow you. So, you gotta, there's a gangster, a well-known gangbanger that people would even kind of consider a serial killer. I'm thinking about doing a video about him. I don't know what they call him off the top of my head, but he was from a gang down in Los Angeles called Tunerville. So we might do a video about him at a later date and time. But anyways, moving along. So Jamie Asuna, back in 2011, November 13th of 2011, the police were called to a motel that we're going to be driving to right now, called the El Morocco. So the El Morocco is no longer around. It was demolished, I think, a year or two ago, and it was one of those seedy motels or what have you. And they were called because in room 19 they had a problem, and the problem was there was a dead body that was found in the motel room, and later the body was identified as Yvette Pena. I don't know her life story. I'm pretty sure it was a woman. She was a woman who was down on her luck. I'm not exactly sure how she met this lunatic, but she did. And I don't know if it was her room registered to her name or his name. I believe it was registered to her name. Don't quote me on that. But this guy absolutely brutalized and mutilated, and I mean, when they found her body, it was, she had several sharp instruments protruding out of her back. She was mutilated. It was a pretty bad murder. And this woman, I'm sure that, I wonder if those police are looking for the beer run. Hey, they went that way. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know where they went. I didn't see anything, right, guys? That's kind of how you got to do No, he's definitely going somewhere. Should we go follow him? Let's go see what he's doing. Let's go see what he's doing. I'm just curious because he's going somewhere fast, and I don't want to like chase him. I'm not trying to get a speeding ticket over here, but he's going somewhere. Yeah, he ain't joking. So let's. I mean, he can't possibly be going to that beer run. He was driving way too fast. He's doing like 60 miles an hour. So, I don't know. Just kind of want to drive over there to see if we see anything interesting. So, he was driving too fast for me to try to catch up with him. No, I think he's, I lost him, guys. I lost him. I wonder what he was doing. Okay, anyways, so let's continue with the story. Hopefully some of you guys have not left the video yet. So anyways, so we're gonna drive up to the location of where the murder took place. So anyways, so they found this poor girl brutally mutilated. She had 6 children, and they just lost their mom. And of course, Jamie Asuna would later be apprehended and caught, and for the next 6 years he would be incarcerated in jail fighting that case, and his face started changing from this into getting more tattooed and looking like this. Of course, this guy has the Joker face tattooed. I mean, this guy's obviously he's freaking crazy, which is why they called him Lokito. Lokito means crazy. It means like crazy one or something like that. So eventually, in I think in March of 2017, he ends up just going ahead and pleading guilty to killing Yvette Pena. And he said the only reason why he pled guilty was because he was tired of staying in jail. He just wanted to go to prison and just get it over and done with already. And meaning that, jail, I've been to jail, I've never been to prison, and a lot of times jail is more restrictive with the food, with what you could buy out in commissary. When you get to prison, you could buy your own TV, you can get a lot more, I guess, luxuries. But of course, prison is more dangerous. This is when you have crimes like he committed, people like that, they're all around you. And, well, but when you're in jail for 6 years, that's a lot. I remember one time I was in Los Angeles County Jail, and I was just, I was a kid doing stupid things. And this one guy I was talking to, he seen that I was young, whatever. And he told me that there was a guy that was in LA County Jail for like, was it 12 years? Or something ridiculous. I was like, I don't remember exactly the amount of years. But no, it was a lot. It could have been 8 or 9. I just remember it was a lot of years. I said, how the hell does someone stay in that environment for so many years? I have no idea. But the motel where the murder took place is on the other side. We're gonna make a U-turn right now. I'm not sure, like, we're on Golden State right now. I'm not sure whose hood this is, but when I used to live in Bakersfield, I never ever hung out on that area that we were at right now. And one of the main reasons was because when I lived out here, I would ride my scooter around for transportation, and there was a lot of stray dogs right there. And it's just a very bad neighborhood, as you can see. It was pretty easy to see that was a bad neighborhood. So I would hang out here more. So from what I remember, this is more of the better side of town. It's more of an industrial area. As a matter of fact, if you go up a little bit more and hang a left, I used to sleep in my van for a time on this one street. That's where I met this one guy who slept in his, he had like a 1970, maybe 1980 Lincoln Town Car, and he was an older white guy. He didn't look homeless. He was really neat, nice guy. We talked for a while, and that was the guy that I've mentioned in my live streams before. He was a doctor, and I said, how do you go from being a doctor to living in your car? He's like, well, I'm retired. He's like, divorce or whatever, divorce. So anyways, so we're gonna make a right. This is V Street and Golden State Avenue, and this is the location of where Jamie Asuna killed the Yvette Pena in that brutal way. So of course, the hotel is no longer here. It was torn down along with this other place called the Dome. I think it was some kind of a concert hall or something like that. No longer here. Everything is gone. If you look straight ahead, that is a some kind of a detention center. I think it's one of those for-profit detention centers. I'm not exactly sure who is held in that facility, but they bought the surrounding area and then they leveled the hotel and the other business. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because they wanted to expand. They claim in an article that, you know, it's for safety concerns or whatever. Who knows? So somewhere right here on this property is where that murder occurred. So anyways, in a future video, we are going to get more into you know, the other crime that Jamie Asuna committed. If you're new to my channel, I don't particularly do gang videos. I've been interested in them. It's not like my subject of expertise, but I mean, if you're interested in that, let me know. I'd like to, you know, possibly get more into kind of like urban crime, sort of, you know, diversify my channel. Anyways, so that was it. Quick gang tour, quick murder location tour. I hope you enjoyed the video. It's kind of exciting with the beer running guy, right? This guy wanted to get the Bud Light, so he ran with it. You know, listen, you know, that store clerk lost that money, so I don't know. I'm curious as to who this guy was, because I don't believe any gang members in their hood is going to be robbing the local store man, because if you do, I mean, it's just going to create problems. But I don't know. Anyways, guys, I'll catch up with you on the next video. Peace out.